Oh,
I
it's
remember I walked down the
unbelievable.
corner once, and all I heard was help. We do not condone drinking whiskey whilst working out, but we just don't give a fuck. Hi guys, welcome back to Whiskey and Weights, and today we're doing a Q&A.
Here we go. A Q&A that was sent in to us earlier. We'd both put something on our Instagrams, and then everyone's had a question or two. We've split them evenly between us, so there's not any that are specific for Matt or me. I mean, if you want to hear the other side of them, drop a comment and we'll reply to them individually. But if not, I think we'll get ahead. First one Matt got, which was, what supplements are worth buying and why?
So the personal supplements I buy, or have bought in the past, is I always start off with a whey protein, whether that's a whey isolate if I'm trying to cut weight, or if I want to gain weight, then I buy a weight gainer, which has more sugar in, but I don't really care.
No one cares about sugar.
Then I have creatine, which I usually take with the whey protein after, because it's the flavorless scoop, so I just put that in. And then what some people might not know is I have glutamine as well. If you don't know what it is, then it repairs your muscles quicker and faster. And then I don't take any pre-workout or anything, because otherwise I won't get to sleep, so that's probably not a good decision. So.
Not like me then, smashing 4 black coffees before 12 o'clock and then wondering my life decisions by the time I get to work out at 2 o'clock.
What supplements would you take?
So I take, at the moment, a vitamin D3, a K2, a D. This is a lot. A B12, a multivitamin.
This is the alphabet.
Put this down. An omega-3, 10 grams of creatine a day. We'll count half a squeezed lemon. 10 grams of glutamine. And I'll use whey protein as well. But that's because I'm dieting at the minute. If I was to push my body weight back up and I wasn't dieting, I think I'd take whey out and just stick to organic foods.
So you take 10 supplements? Do you count
10? 10 supplements.
Fucking hell.
It's expensive, don't do it.
All right. Question for Craig now. How do you stop caring what people think?
You don't.
What do you mean?
You drink whiskey and then it stops you. No, I don't know really. I think it's like person to person dependent. Books, like reading books. Like I bought some books like a couple of months ago, like self-help ones and stuff, and they were really good. You can't control other people's opinions, whether it's like fitness, normal life, day to day. Anything you do, someone's going to have an opinion. Someone's going to have an opinion of us doing like this podcast. At the end of the day, like, do what you want. You're going to get people that don't like what you're doing anyway. You're going to get people that do like it, people that will big you up for it and not. So it's important to switch off from that and just like think about the people you actually enjoy having in your life, like your close circle of friends, family. Take those opinions, partner, someone you're dating, anything like that, sure. But in general, like you've got to be happy with what you're doing for then you to not care about what other people think.
Yeah, I think if you enjoy it personally, then you shouldn't really care what other people think, because the way I see it, no one's going to remember it in like a year, let alone like 20, 30 years, and you don't want to regret something you haven't done based on someone else's opinion. So what I would say is just go out there and do what you want. Try things, fail at things. If you succeed at things, great. If not, don't worry, go again.
Which leads quite nicely into the next one, I guess, on how did you get into fitness? Like, did people judge you at the start? Did you start doing it because people were judging you and you couldn't like control what other people were thinking?
To be fair, I've always been like into sports and fitness. I think it's where I was playing football and getting into like the semi-pro level that I had to sort of bulk myself up, because where I was quick, if you didn't have the physicality as well, you'd just get bullied. So started the gym at like 16, just sort of messing around. I like everyone active, didn't really know what I was doing. Just go around with
Pump the
everyone.
chest and pump the biceps for all the girls in school.
Just go around trying to max out the machines, and didn't really work. And then from there, you sort of learn a bit by watching videos, learn how to sort of control your diet, learn how to have a proper training routine, and then sort of bulk yourself up. It wasn't based on anyone's opinions of me or anything. It was just I had to do something because I didn't want to stay the same size I was going into my 20s, I guess. What about you? How did you get into fitness?
I went to Amsterdam on holiday. I was a skinny 53 kilo kid, and I kept looking at all the photos of whilst I was there. And yeah, I just kind of I thought as soon as I'm back, like I'll start. So I started with the guy who owns Primitive Gym where I work out now. I was coached by him for like 3 years. Yeah, all my personal journey and stuff's like on my Instagram anyway, if you want to check it out. But essentially, like I just kind of had like a fuck it moment on holiday, like a lot of people do. You just have to have that little switch and go, right, I just want to get on with it now. And luckily, I've kind of stuck to it since, really. Not come away from it. Yes, I've trained trained different things and done different things, but I've not come out of the fitness space since I was 21. I'm 29 now. That's 8 years in it. Bodybuilding for like 6 years. Technically, we'll call it our wrestle now since July last year, and more athletic stuff now. And I'm just getting leaner and feeling athletic, like kind of to a point where I feel like I can kind of just do like anything now. Like if I want to go out and go do like a 5K, 10K, I can do it. If I want to go lift weights, I can do it. If I want to go do anything realistically, I should feel like I'm ready and able to do it. So I feel that's kind of my why now, is in like just I'm ready and fit and athletic to do anything, and more importantly, healthy.
Was it one of those things that you had to just sort of go and do it and didn't put too much thought into it? Or did you have to give it a think? Because when, say, people going from work and need to go and train, but they sit down or think about it too much rather than just getting up and doing it, then you sort of have second thoughts about it.
Yeah, like I didn't care at the end of the day. Like for me, if I'm paying for something, I'm going to do it. Like I don't understand like if you're paying a coach, a PT, or for whatever you're doing in your life and learning something, if you're paying for a service and you're not using it, like what's the point of like spending your money,
Yes.
right? So for me, I was paying Ryan, I think like £100 a month or something like that, which was a lot for me at the time. Like I was earning £400 and something a month at Tesco on fruit and veg, and I decided to put like 25% of my wage into that, so I could get better and fitter. And me starting that has led me to this point. So it's not always like, you can't always look at the initial bit. Like I wouldn't be where I am now, business, fitness, and physique wise, if I'd not just taken the plunge when I'd gone to Amsterdam when I was 19. So
yeah, I suppose it's obviously you're spending money on it, but if you don't spend money on it, then you probably won't likely do it.
no, like how many things do you see where like it's like you pay £500 for 6 weeks of training, and if you lose £20 in this amount of time, that you then get your money back. You're going to work harder to get X amount of money back you've put down than if it was free and you do it, because there's almost a reward at the end, or you financially committed to it. So you'd want to lose that £20 in 6 weeks.
Yeah. This is an interesting one based on your history. What type of jobs did you have before this?
It's a good job you said history, and it's jobs, not anything else. Jobs wise, so I was 16 and I got how did I work? Homebase in Branksome, if anyone knows it. It's turning into a Marks and Spencer's now. I got sacked after 3 months because my demeanour on the tills was poor. So I used to be a skinny 16-year-old kid, and I used to roll my sleeves up like this, so they'd be really tight on my arms. And I was the only boy to work on the checkouts. Sad, really, right? So I got sacked from there. I went and worked at DW
Is that why you got
Sports. Yeah, that is why I got sacked. I didn't not offered a new contract. I went home to my mum and I was like, oh, they didn't offer me a new contract, thinking it was some football deal. It's not. They just sack you because you're shit. Sacked from Homebase. And then I got a job at DW earning £3.68 an hour, and I did 6 hours a week, and that's where I met one of my best mates, TJ. and for some reason after a shift or during a shift we decided it'd be a good idea to get the footballs and boot them across the store. This store's like, imagine it, it's like 5,000 square foot, right? And you're just kicking a football across the store with customers in there and everything like that. And I tell you what, with that job, there was such a good thing where I got put on the changing rooms one day. And I was so distracted by TJ at the tills, I'd forgot to go for like 2 hours. I've walked into the changing room and there was clothes everywhere, like hangers, everything. And the manager come out, I think her name was Joe or Jodie. She was like, Craig, what have you done? And yeah, I got so much trouble for that. Later, reprieved, sacked from that job. I then went to, where did I go after that? Tesco, because when I was at Brockenhurst, loads of my mates kept getting jobs in Tesco, and they said when you worked Sunday, you got like time and a half. Matt worked at Tesco as well. We didn't meet at Tesco, by the way. We just worked together at Tesco and somewhere else, which we'll go through in a minute. I worked on, I think I was on the tills there for like 3-4 months. And then I moved over to fruit and veg. Shout out to the fruit and veg boys. You all know who you are. Fruit and veg is so sick at Tesco. It's so sick. Like back rooms, like scaring each other, milk bottle smashers on the floor, chucking fruit at each other. It's just unbelievable.
Once, and all I heard was help. And I think it was James just slipped up and hurt his back.
Yeah, James Jackson, if you're watching this, you've got some good memories in there. Flynn Begley, when he came flying out the doors with a kilo of potato bin and he just flopped and they all went on the floor. Jake Cave with some milk bottle smashers. There was some good times.
I remember us pissing it
good
down
times
outside, and then I went to speak to Jake. He was like, "Have you seen Rob?" And I was
like, open his jacket.
I was like, "No, have you seen it?" He goes, "When he opened his jacket, find a Nemo fell out."
I'm not joking. This guy was soaked, like open, and he was like, "Oh, it's waterproof. This is." Opened it, and he was absolutely soaked. Oh, it was great. I reckon I was there for, a year and a half. And then I got sacked again because I thought it would be a good idea to not scan and buy some strawberries, which were down to 3p. I tried to make a massive fabricated story up of why I took them. Didn't really realise there was CCTV. I was like 18, so it's fine. I then went to Rick Stein in Sandbanks, like a bar, restaurant, fish restaurant. I'd never worked in a bar before, did my trial shift really good. Met a guy called Will there who taught me everything I kind of know now about like alcohol, drinks, food, service, hospitality, fine dining, stuff like that. So big shout out to Will Vaughan, I think his last name was. And then Matt came and worked there with me. We had a very good time there together working on the bar. And then eventually I left because I had a client at the time when I started at Brockenhurst who also worked at Rick Stein, and she said she'd found a job in Indeed at what was it? Tone Fitness. So I worked at a fitness studio for about a year. And then one job I didn't get sacked from, actually that's 2. And then I left there during COVID and started Coach Redgate, which is now known as Coach, and it is what it is today. So not bad. Obviously you've worked in 2 places with me. What's it like to work with me? In that environment, not a coaching environment, can I just say I'm not this much of a child.
Well, I only saw you when you were on fruit and veg, isn't I? But I had to start at like 4 a.m. in the morning, where I used to just turn up straight from a night out. So I probably don't even remember seeing you.
This guy would go out to a nightclub called Cameo on a Wednesday, and I swear to God, he'd start at like 4 in the morning the next day doing .com. So you know when you order your shopping, your personal shopper, he'd do that, and he'd just come in drunk. It's great.
So if you never got the things you were meant to get, then it was probably me.
Yeah, your cheese was like swapped out for a cucumber.
So I used to go home from the club, didn't even sleep, just get changed and just walk to work.
Isn't it nuts when you think back to like stuff like that now?
But
you think of the stuff we all used to do.
But I used to knock cereals off the shelf and stuff, and people would just poke their head around the aisle to see what's happening. It's usually me picking myself up off the floor.
If there's anyone young watching this and you've not worked at Tesco or any supermarket like that, please go and experience it. Like it genuinely is. Like if you get a good few of you there, I get it's work and it is serious, but at the same time, it's such a good laugh. Like It's one of the best like experiences I think I've had where you can just enjoy yourself at work. You don't have to take it too seriously, especially when you were like our age at what, like 19, 20, 21 working there. Like you can
Especially if
can
there's
have
a
a
group
laugh.
of you there, that
Yeah.
you know. And then I think the funniest part is trying to do stuff without getting caught. So that's
Yeah.
it's just that sense of if a manager walks around the corner and you're throwing apples at each other.
You just sit there and go, oi!
Yeah.
And you just like that.
So from there, I went to Rick Stein, didn't I? So I joined there
Yeah.
after you joined there, and met Ramon, and who claimed he
Ramon.
was in F1 or something like
This guy
that.
had the best stories of someone you work with. This guy was class. He'd like gamed for an esports team. There was one he told me, and I reckon he told Matt as well, but I'll tell it since he told me when he was drunk, and it's so good. So imagine like a 4x4 pickup, like a Ford Ranger, right? He's driving through like rural Spain or whatever. He's gone into this petrol station, parked, and another pickup is parked next to him. At this point, there is a tuna fish in the back of this truck, right? Like a tuna fish this big, as he described it. And he was like, oh, yeah, man. I asked him what it was like. And he said, oh, I caught it today. And you're sat there like, you definitely didn't do that. The same drive, yeah? He's now gone home, changed the car over to some sports car. I'm not joking. This was in a night, yeah? And he's driven down the road. And he said he hit this dog. Hitting a dog with your car is not funny. However, he'd hit this dog, and apparently the head was caught in the wheel. So imagine your wheels like this. Dog's caught like this. A police car's turned up, and he's got up and stood in front of the dog, whose head is in the wheel, and the officer's not realised anything. And the officer's just then left him alone, asking him, I don't know what it was about his car, but that's the way he described it. And you are sat there like this, it just didn't happen.
It's one of them, you know they're lying, but it's just funny, so you just
Yeah,
go along
you almost like just have to go along with it. Who was another one that used to tell like good stuff? Carl, the guy behind the desk. I remember he said to Christian, this guy was a Tottenham Hotspur fan, yeah? It was the first year I think they got in the Champions League and they had Borussia Dortmund away. And he said to Christian that he went to Dortmund. Christian asked to see any photos. Bearing in mind, this guy was a part-time photographer as well. Christian's asked him, how was the game? Have you got any photos? He was like, nah, I didn't bother taking any. You're sat there like you've gone and watched like Tottenham at the yellow wall and you've not taken a photo.
What photographer don't take photos?
You get good stories like that off of people in good jobs. That's why it's quite nice to, I think, to be employed at times. Because you meet more people. Like obviously I meet a lot of like clients, you do as well. We've both got like sets of clients and stuff, but that interaction you get with
different types of people.
Yeah, that aren't in the fitness industry, like the stuff they'll tell you. Don't get me wrong, I'll get told some whack stories off of some clients, and I think, really, did that happen? I mean, it probably did because you're at a more personal level. Whiskey. But in general, like, yeah, working, if you're employed somewhere and you get a good group of people is like the best thing.
Even if it's just learning like social skills, just putting yourself out your comfort zone and just getting to know people you wouldn't necessarily.
Oh God, I wouldn't like
Me.
equate with like some people I've worked with. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But you sit and enjoy it, right? Like I used to like all the food at Rick Stein. Like we do these little tasting things before like a lunch service and a dinner service, and we'd all come out and taste food. That was always good and gave you like an insight into like other foods and stuff, and gets you trying nice stuff.
Used to kill my hangover.
Yeah, good hangover cure, Rick Stein. If you work there, there you go. That's a good one. Leading actually on from that, cheat meals. Someone asked about this. What's your favourite cheat meal, and what's the worst cheat meal you see people have that you just think that's disgusting?
My favourite cheat meal is pizza. It would have to be.
Yeah, touche. Yeah, the same.
I
Yeah.
know it's like a simple one, but
A good
it's
pizza.
just, or I'd say a roast dinner, but it's not really a cheat meal, I wouldn't say. But those are my
No.
two favourite things.
Yeah.
But the worst cheat meal I'd probably see is, I don't know, like people would just have like a tuna sandwich or something like that.
I hate tuna. I like tuna mayo, tuna sweet corn.
Like just, I know
Tuna's rank.
I know it's healthy, but if you're having a cheat meal, then at least go for like a
Yeah, like go large.
burger or something like
Yeah.
that.
You've got to go like big, go large.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. There used to be a guy I used to watch like when I was prepping last called Eric the Electric, and he'd do like 10,000 calorie challenges, or he'd do like 10K of Oreos, or he'd eat like, I don't know what it is in America, like Chick-fil-A and like Wendy's and stuff. That always used to get me, and I was like, oh yeah. But there's nothing better than like a pizza.
No.
Like, I don't really care what's on it. I'll just eat a pizza.
Well, even just like Italian or Mexican, like nachos. But the other day I had like a burrito, quesadillas and stuff like that.
Oh, I like a quesadilla. Like Mexican food's good.
With like churros and stuff. You just go all out.
Oh yeah, I like food like that. Oh, I love food like that.
Well, what would your cheat meal be? Obviously pizza.
Yeah, obviously pizza. Yeah, bit of garlic bread on the side, like a little focaccia. Got to do some ice cream, or I make a fucking banging apple crumble. Never give the recipe to anyone. Actually, there might be one person that knows the recipe, but without the special bit with it. So actually, no one knows the recipe. I'll make a good apple crumble.
Because it's apple. I know it's got like pastry and.
Yeah, it's just apple. Apple crumble is not a cheat meal.
No, I wouldn't class it.
It's not a cheat meal.
It's just dessert.
Apple crumble is
like
good.
A proper dessert. It's like a chocolate brownie
or like a tiramisu.
Eat a mess or something like that.
Oh, not eating mess. It's for old people. It's like licorice all sorts for old people. You know, the black box, like, what are they? What are they called? Bernard Matthews, like licorice all sorts. For like 60-year-olds. No, I definitely like a cheap meal that isn't a pizza. If I had to go different,
Right, if we couldn't pick pizza, what would you choose?
I think like if someone just cooks you like a nice home cooked meal, and it's like made like with effort and stuff like that, and as long as its foods are relatively like I can sit there and have someone cook for me and be like, do you know what? Yeah, like this is like a nice meal for me. Like the time to sit and eat that meal with someone and then eat it. I don't care if it's like steak, a bit of chicken. I don't really care if it's just like pasta with something. Like if someone's going to put like the effort in and like cook for me,
well, pasta can.
I'll enjoy that as a cheat meal.
It's like carby, isn't it? So
yeah,
you can have whatever on it.
I think dessert-wise, those always like if I couldn't make my own crumble, would just be an ice cream, ice cream cheesecake.
Oh, I love
cheesecake. Yeah, carrot cake. Oh, I love shit like that. No, like Haskins, and they got like all the cakes and stuff like that. It's like a $5 for a bit of cake, and it's so egregious. Like, and you just get like this little bit of cake. Oh, I literally love that. Cake does me.
Well, you can't have any now. So.
Yeah, I know. Another 2 weeks, mate, and I can have some cake.
On holiday.
Cake on holiday. Sat around there, beach club, cake, sunglasses, margarita, espresso martini, beer, whiskey. What is a Spanish? Paella. No, that's food.
That's not a dessert. I actually don't know what Spanish desserts are.
If anyone's Spanish, please let us know. I can't think of one. Ramon, if you're watching.
He's not going to watch, is he?
You never know.
Too busy in the F1. Do you actually follow a plan then, or do you just sort of wing it sometimes?
It's going to sound so contradictory because all my content and stuff like that is revolved around Formula One. I do, but it's loose. But you've got to remember, like, I've been in this industry for like 8 years. I've got experience in bodybuilding, half marathons, running, fitness, athletics, wrestling now, a bit of Muay Thai, all stuff like that, different foods. I know what foods work for me. I know what foods don't, right? So I've been cutting for 17 weeks now. At the start, I kind of just went with whatever. And then I've been eating about 2,400 calories a day. Do I know off the top of my head if that is optimal? Probably. Do I factually know if I put it in ChatGPT or MyFitnessPal? No. Am I eating 50, 60 grams of protein like per meal when I'm eating 4 meals a day? Yeah. Is each meal 600 calories roughly? Yeah. So I'm doing 2,400 a day. So loosely, yeah, I will like follow a food plan, but it's not like if I have had like rice the past 4 days, doesn't mean I just won't have like sweet potato instead and sort the macros out. I'll always say this to like a lot of my clients as well, and to anyone that's watching that needs like advice on it. When you look at food and stuff like that, unless you are bodybuilding and getting on stage and your body like fat is so low that certain foods will flare up, inflammation, water retention, it doesn't really matter. Like if you've got 100 grams of cooked rice and then you need to match that up to sweet potato, white potato, pasta, just copy the carbs over. I wouldn't worry too much about the protein content of that carb because you're basing it as a carb, or fats. It's interchangeable. Like you don't want to go out for... Well, I certainly don't. I don't want to go out for a meal. Say we were going to go out tonight for food. I don't want to be looking at the menu like, oh, you know, I need to have rice. Like if I want to have something else, like I know I can and fit that in.
You don't want to be restricted, no.
No, because as well, like with certain foods, and if you're loosely following a plan and you've got a guide there, if you're training and your output is up here and the goal is fat loss, you're still going to drop weight. Like, I've argued with people this before, and I'm fine to all the time. If your output is to a high standard and your food's only at a medium standard, you will still drop weight. Of course, if your food's up here, the progress is going to be better.
Yeah.
Like, I highly doubt like you will sit and follow the most strict plan in the world every day because you've done this for longer than I have.
I don't follow them.
No. Right? So someone in like shape like Matt is and does what he does, trains 5, 6, 7 times a week and doesn't follow a plan, he did for a significant amount of time. So that's something you can't like forget. Like, for a significant amount of time you need to. But once you're over that benchmark, like, you work with like beginners, so you're not going to turn around to one of your beginners and be like, follow this loosely. You tell them to try and follow it. But if they got to 4 years in with you, does that look different for you?
The way I worked it, what worked with me was at the beginning, I had a variety of meals, but I just stuck to those 10, 12 meals. And
Yeah.
obviously I remember what they're like. So if I'm looking to get stronger in the gym, then I'll obviously just have bigger portions. And if I want to cut, then I will just lower the portions.
Yeah.
So, but it always be those same sort of meals. For the beginners I train, I always give them options in each category: breakfast, lunch, dinner, and a snack. So they've still got the variety, because there's nothing worse than at the beginning. Say you start with someone and you're restricted to like what you eat. You have to eat this same meal every day.
Yeah.
You're not going to stick to it, are you?
No.
So you want 4 or 5 options where you can just think, oh, I fancy that today. I want that a different day.
Yeah.
And then you're more likely to stick to it.
Yeah, because you have to think realistically when you start, right? Say you've got, I don't know, John, who's 38 years old, 2 kids, like works an office job 9 to 5. His eating structure every single day, he's not going to be eating like a Greggs sausage roll at 8 in the morning, like chicken in a wrap at 12 o'clock, and then, I don't know, the same family dinner every day. So if you try and move someone onto healthy food and restrict them at the same time, you are creating more problems for that person than what they actually had before without realizing. I've seen a lot of coaches do it, and it's ridiculous. If you can't relate to someone, like, 1, don't coach them, and 2, don't lie to someone and tell them you can like get them into doing it. Like, if his structure is so obscene already, all you'd say is like, right, if you're going to eat like a Greggs sausage roll at 8 normally, give them 4 options for that time. Same with lunchtime, give them 4 options. Dinner, let them have free range. Like, I just did a plan for someone yesterday, and her evening block, I've given her a 600 calorie range, so she needs to keep an eye on her calories. She can do what she wants because she's got 2 meals that she's got 4 options for of each, and she's got 6 snack options which she can choose 2 of each day. So you're not overwhelmed like straight away. As soon as you have a plan that you really have to stick to, like, you will be overwhelmed if your lifestyle doesn't suit that. So if you're very sporadic and like work away from home, or kids is like a main one, which a lot of people forget. They kind of just think like mums and dads like can do what me and Matt can do, and they can't. We don't have kids, no partners. Like, Matt can do what he wants. I can do what I want within reason with food, right? If Matt's going to go on a date or I'm going to go on a date, I will either like pull food in the day and save that for later, or I will choose a smarter option while I'm out, or I won't eat and you will just go for a drink instead, right? Same if like us 2 were to go out afterwards. I don't have to follow. If I've got 600 calories left, if I don't want to follow it, I can pull back the next day. But you learn that you just learn it with time. You couldn't do it straight away.
It's just one of those things you pick up. What I find surprising though is the amount of people, say someone comes to me and they say, I want to lose weight, so I ask what you've been doing. They're surprised when I give them 4 meals to eat in a day, and they've come to me off the back of eating like nothing, basically.
Yeah.
And they're surprised I've given them all these small meals to eat, so their metabolism keeps on burning throughout the day, because that's what loses weight. And I don't think most people realise that. They think, oh, if I don't eat anything, then I'm going to lose the weight. It don't work like
and
that.
ironically, I don't actually know if it's a myth, but I swear sumo wrestlers do that. Like, they don't eat and they eat later in the day and stuff like that.
Maybe,
and then it ends up holding weight, but that's because their metabolism's really slow. But if you are a menopausal woman or 20 to 40, like the age range I train, if you are not going to eat, you're asking for digestive issues.
Especially late at night, though.
Menstrual
that's
cycle.
why with the sumo wrestling.
Yeah, menstrual cycle issues, menopausal issues, period issues, mood issues, everything. Like, if you can't sort your food out. Like food is fuel, right? Your food will dictate what your training's like, what your mood's like, what your relationship is like at home, how much energy you've got with your kids. There's so many variables that like get missed all the time. And I understand when we put it all on like a Google sheet or an app, whatever we both use, you can't write that out. So that's a communication between you and the other person. Like a lot of plans and stuff like that can look quite similar for certain coaches.
Yeah, and I don't think people realise like how much if you eat before you actually go to work, you'll be in a much better mood, and not many things will piss you off more. Yeah. Rather than going in with no energy, you've just woken up and you've eaten nothing, so there's nothing inside your body to sort of give you that energy to be able to do your job. So automatically your day's crap.
Yeah.
Because you're dealing with all these issues and you haven't eaten anything. I noticed a difference when I worked at River Island. If I didn't eat anything before I started work, I didn't even want to speak to any customers.
Yeah.
I would just send someone else over.
Get away.
Yeah. I just wouldn't be in the mood for it. I'd have to have like a coffee in the morning and like have a breakfast before I started my shift. Otherwise, I just couldn't function till lunchtime.
Coffee, French vanilla from Greg's.
There's a vanilla latte with
that's good.
A big bacon and sausage wrap every day. And it got so bad, the women in there, I just looked at her, she was like, bacon and sausage wrap with a vanilla latte with whipped cream, and I'm just like, yeah.
Oh, do you know what? Since I've been dieting, mate, I actually miss stuff like that. I miss like a really shitty, sugary like latte from like Greg's that's like got the vanilla in it.
I know there's better places to go, like Coffee One and that, but I'm just like, just give me a great.
I've been done for this in the past by people, but I'll tell you what, I'm a right cheapskate with some stuff, and I would rather pay £2 something for a coffee, which tastes as sweet as that, than go to Starbucks and spend £9 on 2 coffees for people. Like, I will be renowned for being a cheapskate. I don't care. Love stuff like that. McDonald's coffee is a big shout as well. They do like a good pumpkin latte around like autumn time.
Every time I ask for a coffee from there, they didn't even put milk in it. And I'm not even asking for a black coffee. So what are they playing at?
That's the thing I think. You think, well, I went out on Wednesday yesterday for a coffee to meet someone, and literally like, I had a black coffee, and like they just kind of look at you, or the person at the till looks at you, and I was like, I get I'm not 60, but I'll just have a black coffee. Like, I'm a bloke, it's fine, I'm dieting. But you don't want to explain to someone you're dieting. But some old woman behind the till just looks at you, and you're having a black coffee, and I'm 29, and I'm like, yep, just a black coffee. And they're like, are you sure? And the person like next to you who you've gone with is having like a matcha or a vanilla latte, and you're sat there and you're like, yeah, I'll just have a black coffee, please. And you look like this, like a 60, 70-year-old bloke. I'm not, but that's what you look like.
But yeah.
Old man drinks whiskey, black coffee will keep me young. Is what my dad would say. Shout out Adrian.
We'll go with that.
On the pod. His nickname's Pod, actually.
Let's get Pod on the pod.
Pod Redgate. Would anyone like to see Pod Redgate sat in the middle of this sofa?
Funny, wouldn't it?
That's about a 400 round mile trip for a 30-second podcast.
30 seconds?
30 seconds? 30 minute. That'd be crazy. Imagine him sat in the middle. I'd have to be like,
with whiskey. And then we go out after.
And then we could sit here with a cigar.
No, you
can't smoke
in here.
Can't smoke in here. I actually live in like a really big mansion. This, like, you won't ever see anything more than this wall, so it's fine. Unless we upgrade to a podcast studio, but we'll see.
We'll get Adrian on episode 3.
Adrian on episode 3. Adrian Redgate live. Can you imagine? Oh, mate, people would love that. Do you know how many people like sit there and look at a photo of my dad and then go like, oh, if you look like your dad when you're older? I'm sat there and then I look at him like, really? I was like, so you just want to fuck my dad?
To be fair, I wouldn't even know what to expect if you come on here.
Oh, it'd be great, mate. It'd actually be great. There's nothing better than like actually being like close with like a parent. Like, it's fucking sick. He's literally like, bar you, he's literally like my best mate, and it's nice you build that like relationship with someone.
It must be nice being close to your dad.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is, mate.
I've never met mine. So.
There you go. Big shout out. There's the difference, right? My dad's my best friend. Matt's never met his. So there you go. But you've got to look at it like, yeah, it's a story for another time. But yeah, having a dad as your best mate is the best thing in the world. And yeah, I couldn't ask for more. Hence why I drink whiskey, and this, I guess, is Matt's idea, and it's called Whiskey and Weight. So without Adrian, there wouldn't be whiskey.
And without you, there wouldn't be weights.
No, I am the weights. I am the weights.
Right, we're cutting it then.
There you go. Cut it.